Welcome to Coach Washington Sports Talk. I'm your host, Coach DeArmond Washington. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I've been busy. I'm traveling with my son, doing showcases, all-star games, vacation, trying to get my middle school team together, doing workouts, middle school 7-on-7s. So I've taken a little break, but I realized I can't take breaks. I got to stay consistent. I've taken enough breaks during the podcast season, but welcome back to the show. Today's topic, we're going to kind of talk about the commitment of the parents. You know, everybody talk about player commitment, but what about the parent commitment? Let's talk about it. When I mean parent commitment, I mean like being a sports parent is not a hard job. I mean, it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job. I can give you some examples. I stay in the Coolwood area of Charlotte, all the way down 16, right? I work downtown. My son middle school was kind of near downtown, not that far. But his youth program was all the way out in Mid-Hill because we decided to leave another program. So I would literally, on the days I didn't have middle school practice, or my wife would bring it to him, we would leave. I would go pick him up from school, get him in the truck, and try to be on the main road by 4:25, 4:30. Cut through Midtown, jump on the freeway. I think it's 277. Then jump on 75. 77. Jump on 277 to 77. Another freeway. I mean, we had this thing mastered. Once we jumped on 77, we would get all the way over so we could pass the Statesville Road exit. Jump back all the way over 2 lanes to merge onto 85 North. Now, once we got on 85 North, we would jump over to the left-hand lane, which is about 2-3 lanes. Jump all the way over till we got to Graham Street because it would kind of congest from that merger of 77 to 85 to 85 to Graham Street. It would be a little congestion. Once we got past Graham Street, the highway would open up, so we were good to go. Open up. Then from there, we would jump on 485 and ride that out all the way to Mid-Hill so my son can get the football practice. And we were getting there sometimes. We were getting there majority of the time on time at 5:30. Practice started about 5:30. We were getting there by 5:30. We were a little late, maybe 5:45. I mean, I get out of work at 4 o'clock, so I'm booking it to get this done. And we would get there at 5:30, 5:45. We would even beat parents who stayed in that area. Then after practice, we would have a 30-minute ride back, and that was straight 485. So going home wasn't that bad because we would just hop on straight 485, but it was a 30-minute ride one way. So, and on the weekends when we had to get up on Saturday, 30 minutes, come back 30 minutes. So an hour travel time total to and from. That's some commitment, man. We did that shit for 3 years. Then my wife would, when I couldn't make it from middle school, my wife would go pick him up from school and do this. Sometimes she would bring him to me after my middle school practice was over because we practiced a little earlier than most. But we committed to this for 3 years. The team was a good team, so it's about commitment. We committed to it. He wanted to play for him. He enjoyed playing for him. So we committed ourselves to making sure he was getting over there. We did that for 3 years, man. Now looking back, I was like, I don't know how we were doing it. But you have to be committed. You can't ask the kids to be committed and the parents not. It's a full commitment being a sports parent, man. Traveling, getting up this road for AAU, Man, we traveling, staying in rooms. They play on Saturdays, but you gotta know your kid, not an early riser. So best thing for us to do, leave Friday, get up the road, commit to them hotel rooms. Also, he could play his game on the weekends, but it was fun because you look at it as you spending time with your young athlete. You take all these trips, treat them like mini vacations. But what I'm trying to say is the level of commitment that goes into a sport parent, being a sports parent. In the summertime, they're practicing like 3 times a week from the youth level. They're practicing 3 times a week. So you committing to that, getting them ready in the preseason for the fall. Then when the fall gets here, sometimes it's 3 days during the week. Luckily, his team only practice 2 days. Most time it's 3 day a week commitment. Now during the summer, they took a day away, and it was just 2 days during the week, and you practice on Saturday mornings. That was cool. And then when the season start, you added that week you added that day into the week, so it was 3 days. I mean, it goes a lot, investing into your kids, man. You want to see them prepare and be the best athletes they could be. Investing in equipment. Equipment is expensive, especially in football. Most organizations, they issue out helmets and shoulder pads. I haven't had any bad situations with equipment not being up to par. Played for CUA. That equipment was nice. Mint Hill equipment was always got their stuff, up to par. The McCaffrey Dolphins had their equipment up to par. So the teams he's played for, the equipment was good. But not all organizations have a thing where they keep up with their equipment. So I just started buying him like his own shoulder pads, because he was running the ball. So I like to buy him his own stuff. Make sure he's properly equipped. But again, that's an investment. Shoulder pads costing like $80. He's been talking about a helmet. You want to protect the kids, man. He's been really running down this helmet, this Speed Flex, and talk about, the Speed Flex, blah, 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 why he wants it. We went and got him. That's a $500 investment. But you want your kid to be safe. I mean, these are things you do as a parent, man. You invest in your kids, and then you want to see the results of your investment. That's why some of these parents be going hard. When you invest all this money into these kids, not so much money sometimes, it's about time, taking them to practice 3 days a week. Then you got to be there like an hour and 30 minutes early before these games. And then sometimes you might watch the game after that. So you might be at the field 3-4 hours out of your Saturday, your free Saturday as a parent. Your free weekend, you don't spend 3-4 hours at that field. You don't spend in that field 3 to 4 days a week. Basketball and other sports is worse because this is like tournament play. So you're playing 2-3 games a day, and that's scheduled out throughout the day. So your whole day is gone as a parent. Parents need break. Parents need time to themselves. But when you win this sports season, you really don't have that much time for yourself. You have to be committed. You have to be committed because you want to show them, you want them to be the best person they could be, about commitment. You own the team. You have to make sure you want to go to practice, even when you don't want to go. Because as parents, it's sometimes I don't want to move, but he got to get there. I got to take him. He's on the team. He's got to be committed. Do I see a lot of parents who are not committed? I see a lot of that all the time. They don't like bringing them to practice. They half-ass bringing them to practice, then they expect them to play. Don't really buy and invest in their kids. As far as equipment, making sure they got the proper equipment, new cleats and things. And I know some parents are on different financial needs, but it's a commitment, man. You got to make it happen because sometimes when we adding up these travel costs and these fees and bills associated with my son paying, I be like, damn, we paid that much money. I mean, sometimes you be like, wow, you be amazed the money you spent on travel, fees, eating out, rooms. Sometimes this thing could be on a cheap weekend. Shit, $500, $600 for a weekend, and that might be 2, 3 weekends out the month. I'm talking about travel ball stuff. Football is not so much, but you have to be committed to these kids and getting them there. And then on top of that, now you don't committed and your son or daughter is playing these sports. You're locked in with them. You're getting them there. You're getting them there to make sure they can make it. They're getting the practice. They're getting the games. You're investing in them. You're taking them to a little bit of training. And then as a parent, you don't see the investment. You don't see the investment. They don't want to get up. They don't want to go to training. They don't want to go work out on their own. They don't want to put no extra work in. But you want gloves. You want practice. You want game cleats. You want stretch socks. You want to look good, but you got to put the work in. And I think a lot of parents get stressed out with the commitment because you don't see the investment coming back. The hard work, parents be stressed out because you invested in your kids, and then when you see them play, you're not seeing it pay off. All the money and everything you don't put into them, you don't really see it paying off. They're not making tackles on the field, not blocking whatever they're supposed to be doing. They're not doing it. They're not putting up enough shots on the basketball court. Even though he think he's played hard, he's not putting enough shots up on the court. He's not really sprinting up and down the court. And then, you try to talk to him. They telling you, just be patient. I got to tell parents to be patient, but damn, how much patience is it sometimes? We all are human. You want to see something of a payoff. Sometimes the payoff is further down the road. But that's the stress of being a sports parent, man. All the commitment you put into it. Sometimes you don't get the outcome you want to see from your athletes. Then you get frustrated with them. And then it's a whole situation between you and your kid. And it becomes stressful. Because at some points, I've been there. I've been like, man, I'm not taking you out there. I'm not. You putting bullshitting. I ain't no point of me taking you to that training. Like I cut my son basketball training off. For what? Tell my wife we ain't doing that. They just taking money. They just taking my money. Showing up, they got a lot of kids in there. I felt, the hell I'm paying these people to train for? Because the team wasn't taking the training and incorporating it into the games. So I like, forget that. We just going to play games. Learn how to play first. Then we'll come back for that training. That was stressful too. When you investing and you're not seeing it. And I still feel that way about some of this damn training, man. I think the best way to do it is to go play games. Just go play. Go play. Pick that training shit up later. Just go play. And in basketball, I'm saying. In football, you better be training. You better be doing something. But parents are stressed, man. That's why you see them at games sometimes cutting up. I ain't talking about those crazy parents who just damn over delusional about Little Ray. Little Ray suck. You the only one that don't see it. But maybe they do see it. Maybe that's why they be cutting the donkey. They just praying and hoping Little Ray go out there and then the button just switch on. And he become that athlete that they so desire him to be. But maybe that's why they be cutting the food at the game. Maybe they stressed. They don't spend their last dollars. Because you never know what's going on with people. Maybe they don't spend their last dollars to get little Ray ass to that game and to pay to get in there, and then Ray is doing nothing, and that just don't flip the switch. Maybe that's why parents be showing out. Maybe they stressed. Cause we talking about the commitment and stress level of these parents. Maybe they stressed out. I never thought about it like that to today. Maybe the parents are stressed out. Lil Ray don't stress this mama and daddy out. They don't invest that money, and he ain't showing out, and then the stress level don't hit, and they cut a food at these games. So we got the financial investment. We talked about that, the stress of that, not seeing your investment kind of not pay off. That stresses parents. And then another thing I think stresses parents is, I think sometimes dealing with the coach. I'm more of a player's coach. I talk to parents. You want to talk about something. I think, not being able to communicate with the coach properly of what's going on. I think that stresses parents when the coach say, believe in the process, but he hasn't really explained process. He or she hasn't explained process. So you kind of not, you really don't know what's going on. Some coaches don't like to talk to parents at all. They shy away from that type of stuff. I talk to you. I tell my kids, I talk to your parents is like talking to a damn wall when talking to me, because they're not going to, talk theyself into you playing. You're going to have to earn it. But maybe that stresses out parents too. Communication with coaches. Some coaches are assholes. They act like they don't want to talk to the parents at all. Maybe that's stressing out parents. That's a part of the stress too. Trying to be an open communicator with these coaches, not trying to cross that boundary. But some coaches just don't want to communicate. So it's a lot going to being a sports parent, man. Time. I think that's the most important thing. Time is stressing parents out. If your kid is not playing sports, you're going to invest a lot of time into practices and workouts. The fees, the money that goes into it can get out of hand. Cleats, equipment is not cheap. You better find you a Ross for those cleats. You better find you a Ross for those cleats, or those cleats can skyrocket to $100. And most kids have practice cleats and game cleats. So we're talking about time, finance, and then on top of that, are you getting the results? I think that will stress parents out the most. Not seeing the results. I think that really ticks parents off the most. Not seeing the results, and they just start losing it. They just start losing it. So being a sports parent is stressful. I think as a sports parent, you need to talk to somebody else who's a sports parent, who's in the world with you, so you can, almost like having a therapist. You could talk to someone and run off all your aggression, anger. Somebody who understands what it is. I have a friend calls me about his sports issues. Sometimes I call him a brother. I call my friend sometimes. Because be stressing the hell out of me. Or maybe I just be stressing the hell out of myself. Because sometimes I think I'm more worried about it than he's worried about it. But I think parents should have another parent you can contact, or individuals you can contact to talk about your sports related issues. I think that is good for parents. So somebody can give you another point, calm you down, and have you looking at it. Because at the end of the day, they just kids. We don't know what they're going to be when they get to high school. You're just trying to set it up for them, set the process up for them. But they still kids. They're going to do kids things. You never know. Me and my friend talk about height, weight. You never know how that's going to pan out for them. So let them enjoy it. But you want to see them have fun and make plays out there. I think that's what most parents just want to see their kid make some plays It ain't gotta be every play, but they just want to see you make a few plays and they happy. Versus you don't invest in all this and your athlete ain't making no plays, ain't even getting in the damn game. So I think that's another point of having parents stressed in the sports world. And also, I think another thing that stresses parents out in the sports world when them parents. I dealt with this shit at an All-Star game. Me and the coach got into it. He gonna tell me he the real Washington. His last name was Washington too. He gonna tell me they the real Washingtons. I wanted to kick his ass. I contemplated whooping his ass right there for that snide ass comment, but then I apologized to him after because I don't want no smoke with another coach. But I did let him know. You know, but you know, just I think parents be getting into other parents. Other parents think their kid better than their kid, and it's all about their kids, and they want to showcase their kids, and it's a team sport, but it's about their kids. I think that stresses other parents out. Other parents being cocky. I don't even think it be the kids sometimes. I think it be the parent cockiness at games on the team. Parents be acting like assholes, like the whole team of all around their son. And their son might be the best player, but you got to play with a team. I think that's a lot too. You got these egomaniac parents who act like everything is, the whole team and everything is based on their kid. The team of all around their child, them. It evolves around them. That's another aspect of, I think, stressing parents and making them upset and dealing with some of these crazy ass parents, man. Some of these parents, it's just best that you don't even talk to them. Stay away from them. Avoid them if you can. And keep your distance. That's a good stress reliever. I like to sit football games at the top. Basketball games, I'm learning to sit my ass at the top. I could do more talking shit and complaining to my wife without being heard. At the top is the best place to be, in the back of the bleachers. But dealing with parents sometimes can be stressful too, man. I think sometimes parents feel like they have to compete to keep up with certain kids on the team. Some of these kids they look good. They be laced out. New cleats, the swag, the socks, the equipment, the visors, the gloves. I think some parents be feeling like they have to compete with other parents. Parent competition. I see that a lot in sports. I think it happens more in maybe basketball, baseball, and other sports like that do a lot of traveling. But parents trying to keep up like almost with the Joneses. Don't stress yourself out and do it to yourself. Provide what you can, get what you can. Don't worry about all that extra, because you're going to stress yourself out with that extra. Trying to keep up with all that, buying that equipment and all that. And I think sometimes all that shit is unnecessary. Baseball bats cost $300-$400. You trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you trying to have 4-5 of them, the newest glove, the newest batting glove, and all that stuff. Man, you gonna go broke trying to keep up with it. And you thinking Jane them over there really got it, and they might just be living card to card. Don't keep up. Do what you can for your athlete. Invest in them. Get them to practice. Pay the registration fees. Give them some cleats. Do your best. And I think you won't be so stressed sometimes. But parents get caught up too. And trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, I had to take a little break, man. Nose running. I got a cold. But let's get back to it. And this sports stuff is getting to be stressful, man. Even my temperament gets bad, and I just gotta remember, man. Most people want the coaches to be the role models because they play for the people. They know back in the day you coach role model. No, I'm the role model. I'm his dad. I'm his role model. I'm his dad. I'm his role model. I'll be with him. I'm his role model. I'm the one. Different people can touch a kid like a community, but at the end of the day, I'm the main one. So when I lose it sometimes, even with him, the stress, like, ah. But at the end of the day, I got to remember I'm the role model. I'm setting the tone for his future, how to conduct himself, how to deal with certain things. He's watching us. The kids are always watching us. Regardless of what you think, they watching you now. So we have to remember we're the adults and we're their role models. And they're watching our behavior. They seeing the commitment you put in. They know because they're not driving themselves. They seeing the money that you spend on them. They know this. But they kids, they really, my son who bought that helmet, he did say, thanks, Dad. I know this thing was a lie. He asked for nothing else. 2 weeks later, he asking for something else. I don't told him he going to get on the earn system. But they know, they look up to us. We their parents. We taking them, putting in the work. Some kids know, it's just mom or it might be just dad. And they know the sacrifices that are being put in to help them along that journey, man. Not just sports, but in life, period. Because we taking them everywhere, investing, making them be committed. We're showing our commitment, which rubs off on our kids, and then they'll be committed because it starts at the home. Everything starts with the home, So just showing them how committed we invested we are into them. That'll rub off on them in the future. Maybe not. It might not rub off. He might not be the best sports player, but he might got good grades. So he's committed to his grades, committed to going to school, all that stuff from sports. You take that into the real world, academics, the real life, being committed, what it's going to take, financial burdens, commitment, getting there on time, being there early on time. All this stuff in sports relates to the real world. So if they don't make it to being a top athlete, you can take all that stuff that you put in them and they can go out here in this world and be very productive. Because that's what we, at the end of the day, we're trying to make sure we're making productive people who can go out and take care of themselves on their own, learn how to take care of themselves, and then from there he can take care of his family when he or she makes their family. They can take care of themselves. You don't got to worry as much. All that training that he might didn't do he might didn't translate it to the field. You didn't get it in the athletics. He might give it to you in life. They gonna give it tonight, no Mike. They gonna give it to you in life. Being an upstanding person with confidence, believing they self. They understand training on any level is what's gonna help you move up in the world, being committed, being there, invested. Make sure they got the right equipment so they can be the best. I think that's going to make them better people outside of the field. When they get into their workplace, their careers, their businesses, whatever they're getting into, you might not see the investment in the sports, but you'll see it in life with them. And we got to realize that as parents too, man. Sometimes we take the sports too serious. We just getting ready for life. But it can get stressful though, with all that time you put into it, the finances that go into it, investing into it, making sure they got all the equipment, getting the games on time. It's a whole thing that goes into being a sports parent, man. And it gets stressful sometimes. We lose it. Like I say, make sure you have someone to talk to who's in the sports, so you can just bounce the stuff back off of them. and get other opinions, you know, so you can help take your stress level down. Because I be on one sometimes. Talk to my wife, my brother, friends with kids in college, playing college ball. Just talk to other people who's experiencing it, who just maybe experiencing with their kid, or maybe experiencing it now. I think that's healthy as a parent. Get some views that can kind of make you look at it from another point, get your stress down, and just realize, hey, he just having fun, the kids. But parents, take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of yourself. These sports parents, take care of you. I should talk about a little bit more. Take care of yourself, man. Take a break. When you get a break, enjoy your break away from the game, sports. Take a break, enjoy yourself. Take yourself to lunch. Take yourself to a spa day. Go to your favorite restaurant, sit down, eat, read, just enjoy your book. Sit in the back, smoke a good cigar. Let the breeze hit you. Whatever your thing is, just enjoy it. Sit back and enjoy it, because you ride with them. You on their ride. So instead of making the ride horrible, sit back and enjoy the ride. Sometimes we got to get out the driver's seat. We're going to move from the driver's seat to the passenger seat to the back seat. And then you just enjoy the ride with the kids, man, because they growing up fast. They'll be gone in a minute and there won't be no sports. They'll be out in the real world. And we might not see them as much as we need to see them. But we create memories, and we want to create good memories. Not bad memories, but good memories. And I know sometimes that can be hard because parents are super competitive. A lot of parents are super competitive, especially ones who played sports, never good at it. But enjoy the ride with your kids. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, your mental health. Take care of yourself, parents. Y'all know how long these seasons go. Enjoy it. Sometimes go take a bathroom break. Take a walk. Come back. Enjoy the game, man. It's just the game. I know. I know sometimes it feel more than that, but if we run them away from these sports because we stressed out, they won't go back. And we need them focused from 8th to 10th grade. We really need these kids locked in. We need them to be there, because that's when our kids kind of go to the left from 8th to 10th grade. So we need them locked in and there, wanting to do it. Let's don't run them away. Let's keep them locked in, because what else they going to do? Some kids, these sports is what they need to keep them focused so they can get through. Not everybody's playing robotics in the robotics club, playing in a chess team or a debate team, or have other activities besides the sports. And even if your kid is in robotics, debate teams, chess team, don't stress them out. The athletes too, don't stress them. Just let them enjoy their ride. You enjoy the ride as a parent. Calm your stress down. I know you don't invest in a lot of money. I know how that go. You can't get it back. But how much do you pay for happiness? You got to ask yourself that. How much do you pay for happiness? So that's what I want to talk about today. The stress of parents, what goes into stressing parents, how to deal with it. We're the role models. At the end of the day, we're their role models. We're their role models. And how we treat them, we got to remember, we want them to be good parents and treat their kids well too. So they looking at us with a blueprint. So hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend. Hope you're still enjoying it. I'm enjoying mine. But take care of yourself, parents. Sit back, relax, take a moment to, and then let's get back to it, because it's about to pick back up. This is Coach Washington with Coach Washington Sports Talk. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Again, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. See you again.